Hi, everyone. This is Jessica with Whispers of Grace. I'm here with Ashley with Blue Eyed Gypsy Soul. We're here
Good
today
morning.
to do the morning motivation meditation. We'll give it a few minutes for everyone to join on. I find it very interesting. Like every day, y'all, it just gets stronger and stronger. Hey, Lachey, good morning. So
About to get the sage going, girl.
we have a couple things that we want to bring up before we actually get started today. Um, and I will let you know that I was looking for, articles because I'm still learning all of this as well. And the more that I learn, the more that I can teach y'all. And I like that we're all doing this together. I have a pretty good basis of all this stuff, but to go into it deeper is really enjoying for me. So, oh no.
What happened?
Had crazy hair day at my son's school. Well, you know what?
Oh, is it like one of those weekly things where they have fun with it?
Oh, is
like
it?
when you dress crazy or wear mismatched socks?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, my daughter had to do that too. We put hangers in it and made her like Cindy Lou Who.
That's cute. So what did you end up doing then, Lachey? So yeah, while she's replying, I will say that we had a lot of synchronicities already this
Halloween
morning.
candy hair, that's great.
Nice. So yeah, okay, so Ashley and I realized that even when we do have our shift together and we're ready to go at 10 o'clock, we don't actually go on until 10:04
every
day. So we were like, well, what does that what does that number mean? So obviously with it being a reoccurring thing, we decided to look it up. And I find it very interesting that, we did kind of talk about what we wanted to kind of focus on today, but we didn't go into detail of what either one of us were going to do. And of course, both of ours line up just perfectly. And then with this angel number, it really brings everything in together and makes both of us realize that not only are we in tune with each other, but we're in tune with the universe and what y'all need. So I'm going to read this angel number real quick. And then as a few more people jump in, I want all of us to kind of just do a quick little prayer for anyone who may need it. Nick and I have been emailing me, and I want everyone to send loving light to him because he ended up breaking his ankle too, and having a broken neck and a broken ankle at the same time is just, that is not the win, but it will get better. And then we also have Cora, who is having a hard morning. So we are going to pray for anyone who needs it before we get into this, and just hope that everyone who needs loving, healing energy gets it today. That's the whole point of it. So,
and if you guys could send me any extra coffee that you're not finishing at your house, I will take it.
Yeah. We're running on half calf and it's not working.
It's not working, guys. We're drinking half calf and it is not working. So in my mind, what I think we should do is drink 2 cups.
That's her logic.
To equal 1 full cup of coffee, because I mean we're freaking driving over here.
Okay, so the angel number 1004 encourages you to create a strong base and foundation for yourself so that you have the energy and clarity to make choices and take action that serves your highest good and that resonates with you. Stay positive, optimistic, and practical to ensure that you manifest what you want rather than what you don't. Building strong foundations from well-laid plans ensures future stability, progress, and success. Put your efforts and focus towards your long-term goals and aspirations and work on your purpose with passion and drive. It is a message to courageously step forward in the direction of your true life purpose and trust that the things you require will manifest when needed in your life. Your thoughts, feelings, emotions, actions, and overall outlook are being positively boosted by your angels so that you can continue to manifest all that you want and need in your life. This tells you that what you put your efforts towards will reap rewards in the future. If you act with caution and wisdom, you will be successful in business, money matters, and life in general. Begin worthwhile projects that will bring long-term benefits and future success. This is also a message to be careful what you wish for. So I find it very interesting that we keep starting at this time, and it really is creating a lot of stability and hope for people, boosting their moods and giving them something to look towards each day. It's helping people get through their day better with a more positive outlook, which is absolutely beautiful. And the fact that we're actually talking about stability and foundations today too.
Cora just jumped on. Cora, we sent
know,
out some good vibes for you, baby, and lit some sage for you.
So yeah, I just want to go into a quick prayer because Cora can't stay too long today. So I don't know if Nick is in here or if he will be able to join on this morning, but this is really just going to be for anyone who needs it. If anyone does need a special message or extra healing today and would like to be within this prayer, just please say me, or we will just make sure that everyone gets it, okay? So when you have a second, if no one is gonna, wants to be in this specifically.
Don't drive off a cliff, guys.
So I'm just gonna gently close my eyes and bring my hands in the prayer position to my chest. And I ask that you do the same thing. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Dear Divine Spirit of love and light, all of our ancestors, angels, archangels, divine beings, ascended masters, we call upon you now to bring loving healing energy to all those who need it, specifically Cora and Nick today, as they are both struggling, and we wish that they feel supported, loved, and guided to their true purpose today, that anything that needs to be released will just simply wash away. As their burdens are released, they can become closer to you. We ask that our tribe fully support them and send them this loving healing energy their way. I hope all that come into this video or come across it simply feel the love and support from us today. We go into this with the highest of intentions, and we hope that everyone has a blessed day. In your name, amen.
Amen. You're very welcome, Cora.
You're welcome, honey. Okay, so with that being said, what are we at? We're at 8. All right.
8 minutes, 9 people. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. So, guys, make sure that you like and share this video, okay? I'm actually going to go ahead and share it to my Facebook while you go ahead and start yours.
All right, guys. So today what I decided to touch a little bit on, maybe we've been doing the self-love all week. So what I decided, Nick. Hi.
Hey, Nick.
Did you miss our meditation for you, or did you get
it? Did you feel it?
Did we call you? We have summoned Nick.
We have.
Okay. So what I focused on for today's was having healthy limits. So with that being said, having healthy limits is super important. It's important to everything in life. It's super important for you to be able to have your self limits. These limits we set in place. They could be keeping us safe and healthy, or the complete opposite. So you got to think about it. Those horrible limits, or the limits that we're not setting for ourselves, could definitely cause us to have mental and physical issues. It can definitely make you sick. This month is heightened for synchronicity, transformation, and breakthrough.
Nice.
Thanks, girl. So if we don't set up these limits, these personal or family, or however you want to look at it, these limits, a lot of times we are putting them in for the spiritual protection, you know what I mean? And it can be something as simple as limiting types of food, or limiting TV time, or limiting time spent around a specific person. Okay, so we often forget that we have the conscious choice to limit or halt things altogether. We have the power to say no. No is a complete sentence. There is not anything that you need behind it. There's no explanation. If you say no, put an exclamation behind that shit and let it rock.
End of sentence. Bam.
I mean, serious. End of sentence.
You don't need to explain. And if anyone does try to manipulate the situation to get it to go in their favor, you have to ask yourself, are they thinking about your well-being, and why are they disrespecting your boundaries? Is that someone that you really want to put
or have on your team? You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Why would you put trust in someone that's going to manipulate you on doing something that doesn't feel right to you? You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to have boundaries in place.
So, for an example, limiting. Oh, let me go back. I'm sorry, I skipped something, guys. It's early. I'm still trying to wake up. So remember, saying no is opening up for something else to say yes to.
Yes.
So for a good example, limiting TV time, maybe saying yes to one-on-one or family time or dinner together. You know what I mean? Saying no to going out that night could be saying yes to a night of pampering at home or sleeping in, finishing work or schoolwork, etc. So there's, every time you say no, you're opening up a door to say yes to something else. Okay, so limiting is really not confined to bad things. It can be things that you don't want to deal with. It can be things that you just don't want to do. It can simply be, just you have better things to do. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. Okay, so limiting the amount. I'm really jumping all over the place, guys. I'm really sorry. Let me see.
I did.
Like, guys, I jumped all over.
She had to wake me up.
She had to wake me up, guys. Like, I was like, I'm just going to sleep. She didn't have the normal
time to wake herself up. So.
But I'm okay. Let me get myself together.
Yeah. Take a deep breath. You got this.
Limiting is not confined to the bad things. And sometimes there's just, lack of interest, or just simply better things you have to do or would rather do. So limiting the amount of negativity you surround yourself with is another really good one too, because sometimes we just limit, we need to set those limits of, okay, this person is super negative. I just need to stay away for a few days, or I need to take some time to myself. And setting limitations is a huge part of self-love. It's a huge part of self-love. And you have to be able to stand up for yourself in a respectful way. You've got to get yourself comfortable with saying no, and dig deep for courage and stand strong in any decision that you make involving setting your healthy limitations. Don't fear the word no. Remember, we are not obligated to always say yes, but we are obligated to ourselves. And really, I'd love to hear anybody's healthy limitations in the comments if you guys have anything. And then I wanted to remind you to love like your life depends on it, because it does.
So with that, I mean, like, think about it. Even if it's, okay, with the examples you gave, limiting TV or just electronic time in general, read a book.
Yeah.
If you want to be looking at something and want that mental stimulation, then read a book. Read something that's good for you, that has to do with what makes you feel passionate. Change it into something that you're not like just checking out. Because like I tell her all the time, listen, this week since we've been doing this, I have hardly played. I'm addicted to the Disney Blitz emoji game. I don't know why. Like, I love it. But it was my checkout. It was literally my checkout. And that's what I told her. When I don't want to think about anything or focus on anything around me, this is what I do. And since doing this, I don't even think I've played it maybe twice this week.
Bro, you're right.
So
Cora says she's limiting how much she lets someone affect her. That's a good one.
It is a good, but we also have to understand, like, okay, as we're growing, as we're changing, we want more positivity in our life. So then we start looking at the people, places, and things around us. How do they make you feel? When your friend comes over and every time you happen to see them, there's drama, or they're bitching about something, or it's constant negativity, and then they leave and you're like, oh, I'm ready for a nap. They're sucking the life out of you, okay? And I don't mean to say that in a bad way, but that's why we need healthy boundaries. Redirect. If they don't want to hear it, then that is their choice, but you have the right to say something. If you don't want to be sucked down with them, then you need to create healthy boundaries and be that good friend for them to say, hey, why don't you look at it from this perspective?
Yeah, sometimes
instead?
you gotta cut that person off, Lachey.
Yeah, and sometimes you do. And like, listen, y'all, I noticed that with the way that I talk to y'all a lot, it almost seems as if your only two options that I give you is either creating distance or just walking away in general. And sometimes those are the two like final options. That's the final option. There's so many things that you can do in order to create
Sorry, guys.
to create boundaries before it even has to get to that point. But you have to be willing to say something. You can't just be like, oh man, this person's
and then never do anything about it.
You have to say something. You have to stand up for yourself, but you have to release your attachment to their reaction, whether they take it or they don't.
Yeah,
right?
Some people will be accepting. Some people will not be accepting of this.
And sometimes it might take a little time for someone's ego to get out the way to say, okay, yes, this person is a good friend. Maybe I've been all up in my shit and having a pity party, and I need to start seeing things clearly. Okay. But we have to know what our limitations are before we can even set those boundaries. So it's very important for you to know what, like, be in tune with yourself enough to say, hey, this doesn't feel right. I don't,
sometimes I think I'm complaining too much, but I'm trying to stay positive. Nick, honey, you are allowed to complain right now. You have all the reason to complain.
Well, the thing is,
but you are alive.
And it's not necessarily that you have the right to complain. It's you have the right to feel what you're feeling. Okay. Of course you're gonna feel that, of course you're gonna feel upset that you're laid up with a broken neck and now a broken ankle.
Because I mean
that you have hurt yourself so bad just within the last month that now you're literally laid up. But why? Why? And I've already asked you this question. Don't you think it's a little odd, like that you weren't really doing any of this work, or at least not much of it, before this started happening, and then you were led to our channel? Then you start doing the work, and now you're starting to become more aware. They're slowing you down in order to get you to understand that there are things in your life that dramatically need to change. Okay, and this is what they do, and it's messed up. Absolutely.
It happened to me last year. I fell stepping off this much concrete into my grass, and I tore all the ligaments in my left ankle and severely sprained my right ankle. And I was in a wheelchair. I was using a shower chair. Like, I was literally sat still. And then within 2 months of that happening, I had oral surgery. And then 2 months after that, I had another surgery. So I was laid up for a while too, Nick, and it gives you a lot of time to think and come to terms with your own self.
Yes. And but look how much you have grown since that accident, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have grown a lot.
She is like a totally different person than what, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's still Ashley. She's still wild and,
crazy
herself. But mature wise, like in tune, like getting more in tune with herself and open to the possibilities of the universe. Like, as soon as that text came through and I asked my guides, like, what do you want me to do? And they said, give her a chance. And look at us. Like, you can't fake this, right? So
non-figurative.
when you get to a certain point, you will start to align yourself with the proper people, but you have to be willing to let go of those that are causing trauma in your life in order to make room for them. You can't bring the low vibrational people to a higher vibration if they don't want to. So when you start letting those go, and I'll tell you, the last year was a lonely one for me. You know, I had friends, but they were going through their stuff too. I didn't really have that many people to be there for me through my separation and all that. And as soon as I started weeding everyone out,
everything changes.
Everything changed. I mean, I was like, okay, well, I got to get used to my own company. And I did. I had fun with myself. I worked on my business. I did what I had to do. But then I hit a stagnant period. Then she comes.
And then I showed up.
I was like,
unstagnated the world.
It was weird, like just in a few weeks. So you will always be led where you need to go. Okay,
sorry guys, my chair's falling apart.
You have to
going through the most this morning. Y'all, please give me some positive vibes.
Just send some love Ashley's way.
Lord help me. Just Starbucks gift cards. No, I'm just kidding. Don't send me to Starbucks gift cards. I'm not drinking Starbucks right now. I don't know what's going on. Like my chair is falling apart. My hair. I'm ready for meditation.
She's been, you know, I bet I know what it is. It's the Mercury retrograde that's got me. You in the hype. Okay, listen, to anyone who is going through the fresh stages of their awakening process, I will say a year, not more than 2. Okay. If you have been going through your awakening process in this period of time, you will notice, if you start paying attention, the Mercury retrograde will, whoa. I hate it. I know when it's coming. I usually feel it about 2 weeks out, but
I don't know if I'm allowed to like reach out and like chop the retrograde, but I feel like it needs to get up off me, son.
Well,
like I'm fighting it.
The Mercury, when it goes retrograde, it really slows everything down to make you focus on the inner turmoil. Is what it brings.
The definition of turmoil.
Out. It feels like anxiety, depression, anger. I mean, I feel all kinds of emotions, especially the first 2 years. It's now that I'm going into my 3rd, almost 4th year.
We're so happy to have you. He's glad he's been led here.
Oh, thank you so much. We're so glad that everyone's been led here as well, because it is a beautiful exchange between souls. But yeah, I mean, it's just now getting to the point where it doesn't affect me as much. Yeah. I mean, it still does. I'm not saying it doesn't, because I do feel it, but I do. The things that are being brought up are getting less and less and less because I'm actually dealing with them. So you just got to go with it. Be patient with yourself. If you feel like you are being heightened, you take a step back, you breathe, you meditate, you do whatever it is to reflect on what is being bubbled up to the surface, okay? Mercury retrograde makes us. It forces us. So with Nick being to the point where he is literally being forced, like laid up, you can't run, you got to face your shit. So that's the hard part about spirituality, okay? But let me tell you, it's totally worth it when you do the work. So, okay, enough rambling. All right.
Enough rambling.
Enough. All right. So what I have, and I found this really great website, and I'm totally going to give them credit because I'm only going to touch a little bit on what they're talking about and then give my own rendition of it. So if anyone does want to go read the article, it is on psychcentral.com, and I'm scared to pronounce both of their names, but I'm going to try my damnedest, okay? So this article was actually written by Margarita Tarabowski, and she was writing on Dr. Dana Janata, and she comes up with really great ways to break down like how to establish and maintain healthy boundaries. So she says, having healthy boundaries means knowing and understanding what your limits are. If you have no idea what your limits and boundaries are, or understand them, like, how do you execute? What point do you let it get to before you establish those boundaries, right? You have to be in tune with what those are before you can actually even set them. And so her number one step is name your limits. Know where you stand to set those healthy boundaries. And I completely agree with that. If you are one of those people who are easily talked into doing something, even when your gut says, that's probably not a good idea. And you're like, well, okay, maybe. And sometimes we do need to be pushed out of our comfort zone, because, like you said, sometimes our boundaries are more of a protection thing for us. It's that ego not breaking out, and a lot of that has to do with like moving forward, starting a business, fear of relationships. That ego will try to hold us in this box. But when we're talking about establishing healthy boundaries, with people, then you need to know that if you don't want to do it and it does not feel right to you, you have every right to say no, and don't feel guilty about it. Okay. So tune into your feelings, and that's where it comes. Okay. We have to know what our body is telling us. If there's like, oh, well, that sounds fun, but I'm really nervous. Okay, then you should give it a shot. But if your body says hell to the no, you should not do that, then you absolutely shouldn't. And don't let anyone try to manipulate you into ego. Yeah, don't do it. You don't have
back
to.
In the day, people used to be like tell you you're a chicken.
Yeah, okay.
Like don't be pressured into it.
Don't do anything out of fear, guilt, or obligation. And that is, and it's funny because my dad gave me that. He said that about his own family. Okay. So I know that I've done it in my life. I know that there are a ton of other people that I meet that do simple things that they don't really want to do, but they do it because they feel guilty if they don't. They feel obligated to do it, and they're fearful of what will happen if they don't.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that you have healthy boundaries, and if anyone does not respect them, then you got to do what you got to do to take care of yourself, right? Okay. So be direct. You have to. If it's to that point, and listen, I've been in with it. If y'all been watching for a couple months, I hit that moment not that long ago. I had to be direct, and I told them, I don't want to go over there. I don't want to witness it. I love you. I'm here with you right now, but don't ask me to do that. And the response that I got, and listen, I was fucking fuming. I was pissed, and I had every right to be, because my boundaries were being invaded on. But I gave it time, and I prayed that if me and her were supposed to be okay, then it will work out. I released the attachment to the outcome. And even though it still wasn't the conversation that I was hoping for, we were able to squash our shit. Have I seen her since? No. And I'm okay with that. I wish her well. I love her the mostest. But that's my boundary, and I'm not willing to cross it. So again, it doesn't matter if she receives it well or not. I'm not doing it. So give yourself permission. Now, I want to read this one to y'all because
it's a good one.
She wrote it so well. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I was on a roll. Okay. So give yourself permission. Fear, guilt, and self-doubt are big potential pitfalls. We might fear the other person's response if we set and enforce our boundaries. We might feel guilty by speaking up or saying no to a family member. Many believe that they should be able to cope with a situation or say yes because they're a good daughter or son, even though they feel drained or taken advantage of. We might wonder if we even deserve to have boundaries in the first place. Boundaries aren't just a sign of a healthy relationship, they're a sign of self-respect. So give yourself the permission to set boundaries and work to preserve them. So, and it all ties in together, man. Like you can't feel guilty about having boundaries. You have to know what you like and dislike, and
what you will allow, what you don't allow.
Yeah, and we've been talking about that all week too. Everyone has differences of opinion. It's all opinion. It's a matter of self. What makes sense to you?
Exactly.
She might have a totally different viewpoint, but that doesn't mean I'm going to hate her. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, you have your beliefs, I have mine. It doesn't matter. We still get along. We can have our differences and still be close, right? But it's when other people try to push those opinions or try to make you feel guilty about having your own viewpoint. That, man, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Practice self-awareness. You have to ask yourself, okay, what am I allowing into my life? How am I respecting myself by letting these things happen? How can, and then this one, how can I teach my children to have boundaries and self-respect if I don't do it myself? Okay, so there's so much different ways you can bring self-awareness to this issue. There's so many different ways of looking at it. Yeah, and like she says, honing in on your feelings and honoring them, that is what boundaries are all about. If you notice yourself slipping or not sustaining your boundaries, she suggests that you ask yourself, what's changed? Consider, what am I doing, or what is the other person doing? So yeah, when you feel like you're slipping on your boundaries, ask yourself, what changed? Is it me or is it the other person? What is this situation eliciting that makes me feel resentful or stressed? So then, yeah, you got to ask yourself, what's triggering you about the situation? We've been talking about that all week too.
All week long.
So what are you going to do about the situation? And what do you have control over? Again, it keeps coming back to the same things. These things are fairly simple. It's just putting them into practice, okay? Consider your past and present. You have to know, and that's where that self-awareness comes in too. Are you being triggered for something in your past, right? Are you being so fearful of the future that you're projecting or
into your present?
Yeah. So
and your future.
You have to be aware of how you're viewing the world. If you wake up every morning and saying people suck, you are going to run into the shittiest fucking people. If you wake up saying today is a great day and I'm going to make some really awesome connections today, you will run into some beautiful souls. Okay? It's all a matter of your intention when you wake up in the morning. And you have to really be focused on what you want your reality to be.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's me when I go out. Like yesterday when we went to Burger King.
Oh my God, dude. Her and making everyone smile. She was yelling at this lady across. She goes, I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her. And she rolls her window down. She's like, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. I love your shoes.
Yeah.
And you could literally see her
her
smiling from ear to ear getting into her car. And it happens so often. I do it so often that I don't even notice that I'm doing it. And then I ask all my friends, I'm like, why does everyone approach me? Like, do I look that approachable? And they're like, yes, you are very inviting, Ashley.
So then number 7 is making self-care a priority. Okay. And we've been talking about this all week too. It's really, really important that you are taking that time for self, whether it's dedicating a routine specifically for you, doing something only for you, setting those healthy boundaries and sticking to them, speaking up for yourself, whatever it may be. Self-care is part of the healthy boundaries, okay? Seek support. If you feel like you are not being supported in your current environment, get support. You can talk to us. You can talk to your friends that understand and might have a more positive outlook on the situation. You can talk to a therapist. There's so many ways that you can seek
Y'all,
support.
they have self-help apps right now.
Yeah, I mean, so there's so many ways, and if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to someone,
Reach out to us.
Yeah, and you know we're always here. So be assertive. You have to be assertive with making and setting your boundaries. Okay. She says, we know it's not enough to create boundaries. We actually have to follow through. Even though we know intellectually that people aren't mind readers, we still expect others to know what hurts us. Since they don't, it's important to assertively communicate with the other person when they have crossed a boundary. In a respectful way, let the other person know what in particular is bothersome to you and that you can work together to address it.
Yeah.
And start small. Like any new skill, assertively communicating your boundaries takes practice. She suggests that you start with a small boundary that isn't threatening to you, and then incrementally increasing to more challenging boundaries. Build upon your success, and at first, try not to take on something that feels overwhelming.
Exactly.
Setting boundaries takes courage, practice, and support. And remember that it's a skill you can master. So, yeah, it's a great article. So if anyone wants to jump over there, that is psychcentral.com, and it's 10 ways to set and preserve healthy boundaries. Okay, so let's see. Yep. All right. Well, we are going to get started on our meditation. If anyone wants to join in, make sure that you are not operating heavy machinery or standing up while doing this. If you still want to participate, you can listen, but don't close your eyes. Don't go fully in. Okay. For anyone who is going to be participating, I ask that you please go ahead and settle into your space. Close your eyes and gently start focusing inward, okay?
I think today we should just do
the mudra.
Akash, the mudra. So middle finger to the thumb. And that's literally it. Middle finger to the thumb.
Okay.
You guys see how that goes?
All right. So everyone ready? Okay. So just start settling in your space. Close your eyes. Make sure your palms are facing upwards towards the sky. Gently closing your eyes and focusing on your breath. Breathing in through your nose, holding for a count of 3, and then gently exhaling through your mouth. Do this a total of 3 times and then relax your breath. And as you gently focus your attention inward, envision a purple waterfall of light coming down from the heavens above. Sparkling, iridescent light gently running over your head and your face. Feel it massaging your scalp and relaxing the muscles in your face, swirling around, clearing out any toxins or negativity, making everything feel light. Moving down into your throat, relaxing all the muscles in your neck and your shoulders. Moving down into your arms. Imagine this purple light filling your veins, purifying and blessing everything it touches. Down into your fingertips. Coming back up the arms and into the elbow, back to the shoulders and meeting back in the heart space. Imagine this purple light swirling around your heart chakra, dusting away any old pains and past hurt, any feelings of neglect, remorse, or guilt be washed away. Feel the support of the universe as they wash away your burdens, making a clear slate for you to start your day. Feel all your muscles starting to relax as this energy moves down into your solar plexus and your sacral. Every muscle in your back is nice and soft, relaxed. Pay attention to the gentle rhythm of your breathing, the simple rise and fall of your chest. Moving this light down into your hips, balancing your root. Going down into your legs and your knees, into your calves and your ankles. Allowing this purple light to flow around you and through you. Down into your feet and into your toes. Imagine a root system coming from the bottoms of your feet. These roots reach down and spread out through all the layers of the earth, reaching for the core of Gaia, breaking through all the obstacles with ease. As you reach the core of Mother Gaia, envision her ball of light. See her heart pumping. Set the intention of giving her love and support. As these roots hug her core, you feel the loving embrace between the two. And she reciprocates these feelings by giving you a burst of energy through your root system. You see this white light moving up your roots and into the very bottoms of your feet. Feel this cool rush of sensation as it hits the balls of your feet and into your ankles, moving up into your calves and into your knees, cleansing and purifying everything in between. Moving up into your thighs and into your hips, feeling completely relaxed and supported. moving up into your lower back, your sacral and your solar, balancing everything, making everything whole and pure. Moving up into the heart space and the shoulders, down the arms and the fingertips, coming back up into the neck and into your head. You are perfectly relaxed and perfectly balanced. You are cleansed and blessed. Allow the support of the universe to hold you in this moment, focusing on your simple breathing. As these affirmations are said, allow them to absorb. Trust that these are for your highest good and that they will help you through all your days. I am constantly experiencing improvements in my relationships. I have loving and harmonious relationships with everybody in my life. I am appreciative of my loved ones and everything they do for me, and I am also appreciated in return. I have healthy boundaries in place to protect me. I am a great communicator. My relationships are meaningful and rewarding. I am compassionate and considerate. I am aware of what my soul needs to create healthy boundaries. I am strong and stand up for myself. I only align myself with those who support my highest good. I trust my intuition. I love my life. My life is amazing. My tribe and I are connected, and I am grateful for these souls. I attract healthy, loving partnerships. I can and will say no and not feel guilty. I love my new sense of self. I am becoming more connected with my higher self every day. So just allow these words to sit for a few moments. Allow them to truly resonate with your soul, knowing this as your truth. And as you feel completely loved and supported, not only from your tribe here today, but from the universe as well, we ask that you take this loving energy with you wherever you may go and feel the support. If you ever do feel that you are alone, always remember this feeling that you are loved, you are supported, and you can have a positive and uplifting life. On the count of 3, you will become more aware and more awake. You will continue to feel relaxed and ready to start your day. Each number that I count down, you will bring more movement to your fingers and your toes. And on the count of 1, you will gently open your eyes when you are ready, and you will feel nice and relaxed for the whole day. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, family.
So how did that feel, guys?
Vision board is a good idea too. Lachey, thanks for throwing that. I'm just getting be grateful daily. Write down your goals and desires. Natasha says she's been getting into dreams. Lauren said follow their lead. Manifest your passion and destiny. Be present and let the universe lead you. Meditate. Y'all are on friggin' fire this morning. Wow, man. Are we helping you guys make a difference? Are you teaching these people these things that we're bringing to your attention?
Natasha had questions.
Let's go back up and take a look.
Yeah.
Give us a second, Natasha.
Awesome. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it.
I'm trying to see. Thanks, Deb. Thanks, Nick. Honey, can you do us a favor?
Yeah, Natasha, if you're still
Can you
in
re-ask
there-
your question, honey? Because it's lost in comments. We got deep in meditation and we don't want to miss you. So if you want to re-ask your question, we're glad to jump on board.
That is so sweet, Lachey.
Did Lachey get him? Catch up?
You are the modeled behavior we aspire to be.
Aw, you guys.
You have no idea how much that means. She's saying, oh, okay, yeah, Natasha, if you're still in here, I'll totally answer any questions you have. Or you can just email me. I'll be glad to, if anyone, and especially anyone, if you have questions about things that you're experiencing, please hit us up. I'd be more than happy to help.
If you
anyone.
want, you can tag us both in the email. You would do Whispers of a Gypsy Soul. What? Whispers of a Gypsy Soul. I can't even talk this morning, y'all.
Yeah. So Blue-Eyed Gypsy
Lord.
Soul.
Okay, so Blue-Eyed Gypsy Soul 1111@gmail.com.
And then
Whispers of Grace 1016@gmail.com. Yes. Okay. So if you guys want to just put us both in there, we can having dreams. Yeah, we got you, girl. I'm like the Dream Dakota.
There she is. Okay.
I was
and they would appear.
Okay.
So who was appearing before you?
Or are you saying you have a dream and then it comes true?
Excuse me. Like deja vu?
Sometimes you got to be really specific with us so we can answer properly.
Oh, girl, we'll ask questions all day long to make sure.
You better ask Lachey about us.
And I will. I will dig until I find the answer. But yeah, that's why I get so much information out in my 30-minute readings. Private readings, yeah, I'll get you all kinds of shit in 30 minutes. I dig quick. I don't play.
So you probably already know.
Yeah.
Okay, so do us a favor. Go ahead and reach out to us in messages.
Yeah.
And we'll talk with you one-on-one and see if we can't help you out.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I didn't see Tonk this morning.
I did not see Tonk.
We love you and we miss you, and everyone that we did not see this morning, we miss you guys.
Give me 1 second before y'all go. They want to pull one card. These cards are beautiful. What does the collective need to hear today? What do you want our tribe to know most and take with them? Oh, there it is. Releasing. Okay. So, yeah. Go ahead. When we hold on to feelings of anger, hurt, jealousy, and resentment, we allow their negative energy to build up inside us, ensuring that the pain we experienced at some point in the past continues to cause suffering in the present moment. This card signifies that it is time to release these feelings and be free from the hurt you are essentially inflicting upon yourself by not letting go. I release all grudges, all judgment, all blame from the past. I express my feelings openly and honestly so that I can be free and regain my lightness of being. Amen. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I hope that y'all have an amazing day. And Natasha, reach out to us and we will definitely help you. If anyone else does need us for any reason, please email me at whispersofgrace1016@gmail.com and Ashley at Blue-Eyed Gypsy Soul
1111@gmail.com.
There you go. All right, y'all.
Bye, Jason.
I will see you soon.
We'll
have
see
a
you
good
guys
day.
tomorrow.
All right, bye. How's Charlie doing down there? He's just sort of okay. Yes. Yeah. Yes.